Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. For anyone who's live or anyone who's checking in after the fact, I'm Sophia with Garden State Film Festival, and we are here talking about the music video Urban Decay. And here to talk to us about it is the director, the producer, the star in it, choreographer, editor, you name it, Maya Mizrahi. Maya, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I could not be more excited to be returning again to the Garden State Film Festival. It's my second year in a row, so I'm really excited to get back to Asbury Park.
Me
Woo.
too. And thank you so much. You came in last year with another music video as well, right?
Yeah, I came
Ghost
with
Town.
Ghost Town. Yeah.
Yes. Thank
It
you
was
for bringing
actually
music
filmed
videos to
last
Garden State
time.
Film Festival. Oh,
Happy to. I'm honored to.
sorry, I interrupted you there. What did you say?
No, I was just saying last year it was filmed actually directly in the casino where the film festival is going to be hosted again this year. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm
So it's full
excited.
circle. Amazing. So let's start off by telling everybody a little bit about you and Urban Decay.
So, hi everyone. My name is Maya Mizrahi. I'm a director and choreographer and dancer. Um, so, about Urban Decay, over the past year, I've seen a lot of old, neglected buildings being torn down, oftentimes for good reason, considering a lot of them are dangerous and unstable. But a lot of times, these spaces, which have been neglected for long periods of time, still hold the memories and markings of the people that spend time in them, especially in the form of graffiti. So I know graffiti is a controversial art form, but when I first found the space that we filmed Urban Decay in, I was really struck by the colors, the images, the symbols that lined the walls. There's an image of a silhouette of a woman against a bright red pillar, and on the opposite side of a pillar is a geometric face. And honestly, I could spend days just researching what the hidden meaning was behind all these different images. But what's really unique about the space where we filmed is that it's actually this decaying building that's situated on a gorgeous beach. So naturally, you find yourself drawn to the water, the wind, and wanting to go outside and leave the space behind, which seems to be obstructing the natural environment. So the piece is really about this push and pull of, on the one hand, wanting to leave the dark, grungy, dirty space, but on the other hand, the markings of the people and the personal histories that are inside the building create, in a strange way, a feeling of comfort and familiarity. And so going outside to be in nature seems a little bit scary and unknown.
Oh my gosh, I love that inspiration for this music video. That is beyond beautiful. And I also love like abandoned buildings. I'm a lover of graffiti. So I was so drawn to where you filmed this. And for a second I thought it was in Asbury because it kind of reminds me, the abandoned men and the graffiti, but you didn't film it in Asbury. Tell us where you filmed Urban Decay.
Yeah, so I filmed it in the city of Haifa. Haifa is a city in Israel. It's super diverse and amazing. There are like the Carmel Mountains, the Mediterranean coast, and we found this giant, abandoned, neglected, decaying building that's right on the beach. And so, of course, the dichotomy between this urban space and this natural environment was so striking that it was just a huge inspiration.
And I love that you see both in this music video. It's breathtaking. So I'm curious, what came first? Was it the idea and you were drawn to like talking about this issue that's also beautiful, or was it the dance, or was it the location? What came first?
So I've been thinking about this urban decay, theme for a long time now. It seems like everywhere I look and everywhere I go, I see construction and things being torn down and graffiti
Yeah.
being destroyed. And of course, I know there's an element of security. As I mentioned, a lot of the structures are unstable, but that was on my mind for a while. So when I first found this building, I heard about it through the grapevine, and I walked inside, and I was just so shocked and taken aback by the beauty and the waves and the wind, because there are no glass windows there. It's completely exposed. So once I saw the space, I was like, oh, okay, now I have to create a film. And
Oh wow.
then I ended up meeting Itai Shaked, who is the music designer, and he's actually featured drumming in the film. And we started collaborating, and that's how it all began.
Oh man, what did that collaboration look like? Did the music come and then you had to choreograph the dance to the music?
It was really a back and forth at the same time. So we started by sort of choosing what genres we wanted to play with. Obviously, it's this like grungy space, so rock seemed like the right choice. And Itai is a drummer, so of course, after like listening to some of the samples he sent me, I was like, okay, we have to have a drum solo. It has to be the climax of the piece. Um, and then I started choreographing. And so we started adding elements of ticking and different beats and different rhythms because the choreography is very sharp. So it was really a back and forth. He was just amazing to work with. We were talking and communicating. And then in the climax of the piece, as you'll see, the camera work goes back and forth between shots of him and shots of me, and it becomes like a wordless conversation, which was really exciting.
Oh, I love that, the wordless conversation. How long did that take, the collaboration between the music and the choreography?
I think building the score and creating the choreography was maybe 3 to 4 months because I was also back and forth between Tel Aviv and Asbury.
I love
So
that.
we had to take a couple breaks.
Wow, because you gotta go back to
um,
Asbury.
yeah. Um, Actually, that was for the last year of the festival. So we started working on it a while ago. I took a
Wow.
little break, went back for Ghost Town, and then we came back. And then the whole piece, even though it's only 4 minutes long, it took about 8 or 9 months to finish. Ron Schneck, who's the videographer, he was also an absolute pleasure to work with. He spent time studying my movement style and choreography before we actually filmed. So that way we filmed it in 2 days, and he just came in with a camera and was just running and moving with me the whole time and getting these interesting blurred shots of Itai and even some slow motion shots, which at first I was like, "Ooh, slow motion, you can really see everything." But it
Yeah,
really added to the
yeah.
time warped element, which was exciting.
Oh, I completely agree, and I'm so happy you mentioned the videographer. He did an amazing job. So you guys didn't go in with, like, a set shot list, because I can't even imagine what it's like not only, like, videotaping a dance, but directing it. So were you guys planning all those shots and what you guys did in those 2 days of filming?
So, yes, I actually had a whole storyboard of each different shot laid out, but it it was a whole project just to lug all the equipment and get everything to the building. So, of course, when you're filming in a specific site and not in a studio, there are a whole bunch of challenges that arise. So, I mean, there were some things that we had to work around. Like there was a really funny incident at one point when we were filming the drum solo and the back and forth conversation between myself and Itai. The wind and the waves were so loud that I couldn't hear the music, Ron couldn't hear the music, Itai
Wow.
couldn't see us. And what we did is we found like two wireless ear pods. Um, I taped one of them to my ear, Itai taped the other one to his ear, and I just counted Ron in so he knew when to start moving. And he basically filmed that entire thing in silence,
Oh my
just
gosh.
watching me and watching Itai and trying to remember the choreography and move with us. So there were so many unexpected things that were exciting to play with, but a little bit surprising.
My god, that is insane and so impressive that he was moving in silence and working around that. I love when people are just, like, slamming down these challenges that film presents to them. It's filmmakers are so creative and, like, what's the word? Resourceful. I don't know the word. I don't know a lot of vocab words. But anyway, back to Urban Decay. So you were the director, the choreographer, and you edited this, and obviously the dancer in it. So what was it like wearing all of those hats? Like, how did you direct yourself while dancing? And then watching
So
all that in the editing room?
that's a great question. It's the third dance film that I've now produced, and when I first started working in the medium of film with dance as a professionally trained dancer, I'm used to being on stage, and so when I first saw myself on film, I was like, "Oh, okay, your toe's not pointed, your chin is looking down. This is not good. Fix, fix, fix." But when I'm in the role of director, what I learned is what does it take to make a great film? It takes a whole bunch of different unique elements that work and collaborate together. So, as the director and as the editor, I have to look at myself performing as an outside eye,
Mm,
and I can't let little things like, oh, I don't like how I look in this shot get in the way. I kind of have to stop myself from saying that and say, what works best for the piece? How does the sound work best with this? What are the best shots that I can incorporate in? So that was definitely a challenge in the beginning, but now it's a lot easier for me to separate my performance self from my directing self.
wow. And on on set, do you get to like watch the video and then watch the dance and then you kind of do it again? Like, is it a lot of that?
So that's a great question. For dance, it's really exhausting. So I
I
know
can
my limits
imagine.
and I
Uh-huh.
have to come in to the film. I plan everything out. I write down timings for which shots we're going to get and when. And I told Ron the videographer, I told Itai, and that way we spend like 5 minutes doing one move and getting one shot over and over and over again. And then I look at it and then I say, okay, it's good, or we need to come back to it. But I usually don't go from doing the shot to looking at it and back again because then the
Mm,
body cools down. It's harder to get warm again. It's very challenging, and that's why we did it over a space of like 2 days. Because first we went in, we shot everything, then I took all the footage and I edited it into version one, and then I wrote down each shot that needed to be redone because a lot of times it's just too exhausting to fix and tweak every little thing while filming.
it seems like you have like you know exactly what your body needed and what you needed to do as a director. Did you learn that over time from making films and music videos in the past?
Um, Definitely, because what's interesting is for film, a lot of times you have to do one shot over and over and over again.
Mm,
So you have to know when is time to stop. Like, for example, when we were getting the last shots in the most intense part of the dance sequence, which was during that drum solo, it was right at the end of a really long filming day. We were like 8 hours in. And then I was like, oh, okay, I think I just pulled a muscle in my neck. So I
oh
had
my
to take a break, take some
mhm,
Advil, put on some Tiger Balm, like take 5 minutes, drink some water. And of course, being a professional dancer and like performing many times in front of a live audience is the best training you can have for that kind of a situation because you
mm,
just need to step to the side, breathe for a little bit, come back,
oh
do what
man.
needs to be done, and then the next day you're sore, but you can move on.
Deal with it the next day. I would just be like, "I quit, I'm done, we got the shot, my neck hurts." Oh, that is
Yeah.
amazing. Oh my gosh. So we're wrapping up on the last minute here, but I could talk to you all day. And thank you for just like spitting out these snippets of wisdom and advice. I feel like if I was a filmmaker, I would learn a lot from this conversation. So thank you. Um, but
Thank
I would
you.
love to know why you came back to Garden State Film Festival, why you keep coming back to Asbury. Like, what do you love about the festival? And how does it feel to have Urban Decay here again at the Garden State, or your second film at the Garden State Film Festival?
Well, actually, my family lives in Asbury, and so it's coming home for me. And I mean, last time the event was just such an incredible experience. I mean, it's so unique because they really do a wonderful job of uplifting all of this new creative independent talent, especially in New Jersey. I mean, I was born and raised in New Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl. And I think what's really amazing about the festival is that they really care about each individual film and they make every film feel valued. And so I'm just so excited to come back. I had the best time. I can go see my family. I can be home. I can't wait.
Amazing, and you're coming all the way from Israel to come to Garden
Yeah.
State Film Festival and see Urban Decay with the rest of the audience. That is amazing.
Thank
Oh
you
my
so
gosh.
much, Sophia.
Maya, congratulations. Thank you. You are extremely talented, and I look forward to seeing any of your work in the future, and I hope you continue to submit to Garden State Film Festival.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
You too. And before we hop off, let me just tell everyone how they can see Urban Decay and meet Maya. It will be screening Sunday, March 26th in the Berkeley Hotel in the Continental Room in the film block 12 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. So definitely check it out. Maybe meet Maya. And yeah, I'll see you at the festival. Thank you so much for joining us again. Bye.